I'm your host with the most, Welcome 23. You're joining me for Red Carpet Diaries, Book 2, Chapter 12, The Underdogs. You've agreed to play the lead in Thomas Hunt's new movie, The Last Duchess. He's called you and the rest of the cast and crew together to kick things off, but the meeting location is unexpected, to say the least. First off, thank you all for coming today. Before I introduce everyone, are there any questions? I have one. Is that a rat in the corner? I would suggest you don't look too closely at the corners. I'm gonna add an addendum. Don't look in the restroom at all. I will not be testing that. I know an abandoned warehouse is an unconventional location for a kickoff meeting. Don't be modest. The opportunities to contract tetanus totally make up for that. Hunt tries to frown at the woman, but it seems half-hearted at best. As I was saying, I'm aware you're all used to more comfortable surroundings, but this movie isn't going to be comfortable undertaking. This is a guerrilla filmmaking. Every single element of the production, from cast to funding, plot points, must be kept secret. Our ability to finish this movie depends on it not existing. As far as Hollywood's concerned, that means no speaking publicly about it, no social media hints, no unapproved visitors to set. Am I clear? Everyone nods. Good. Then we'll begin with the introductions. As you all know, I'm Thomas Hunt. I'll be directing the film. Chris, would you like to continue? Absolutely. I'm Chris Winters. I'll be playing Patrick, the male lead, and and if I show up with weird stains on my shirts, yes, it's spit up. My wife and I had a baby. Everyone laughs. Hunt nods at you. I'm Jessica. I guess since we're being honest, let's go with it. Don't believe the bad press. I assume you're talking about your relationship with Chadley Fortnum, like it existing? I was actually thinking of the Jessica bullied everyone in her high school article, but don't believe either of them. Chadley and I were only ever co-stars. Hunt tilts his head at the woman in the red tie. Looks like I'm up. I'm Holly Chang, the screenwriter of The Last Duchess, and if you speak to me before my first espresso of the day, I'm not responsible for what happens to you. Ah, you're me! Except in female form. Just then the warehouse door burst open, sending a few pigeons fluttering to the rafters and runs. Sorry, traffic was a nightmare. Am I late? Look around the room, Miss Sinclair. Everyone else but you is here. If we were shooting, this delay would be unacceptable. Sorry, Thomas. Did I miss anything? Well, the absolute imperative that no one speak about this movie publicly. Got it. My lips are sealed. Same with Pictogram. He nods, seemingly appeased. Alright, then why don't you introduce yourself? I'm Madison Sinclair. I'm doing costumes for the movie, and... Oh my god, Jessica! No one told me you'd be cast! What an amazing choice for the lead! She runs over to give you a big hug. So happy to hear you approve, Miss Sinclair. Though, of course, I agree, Jessica will make an excellent Duchess. To get you two know each other. She's only my favorite gambling partner. Hey now, what happens in Vegas? The two of you laugh. Hunt rolls his eyes, but you can see a smile teasing the corner of his mouth. If you're quite done, I'd like to move on to a real purpose of today's meeting. Our plan is to film a pitch video to take potential investors. We'll set up a green screen, but the main goal is capturing some of the genius of the script and the skill of the two leads. But it couldn't hurt to show a little more, right? I don't have time for riddles, Miss Sinclair. What are you trying to say? I got so excited about the movie, I already worked up on a costume for the Duchess that's gonna cost diamonds, don't worry. I mean, hello, who wouldn't be pumped about a gorgeous 17th century princess gown? I wouldn't. Neither would I. Anyway, I think it would fit Jessica really well, and it might add a little pitch to the video. She unzips the garment bag she has with her, revealing a gorgeous confection of silk and lace. I'm impressed, Miss Sinclair. I didn't expect anyone else's enthusiasm to match my own, but a shooting-ready gown would absolutely help our appeal to visitors. This is 7... what? No. God, is that ugly and actually horrendous. Oh, that's okay. Besides, it might be confusing if I'm in costume and Chris isn't. I'll be more comfortable shooting in what I have on. You may have a point there. Anyway, the most important goal today is capturing the performance. If you think you'll perform better without the costume, that's your decision to make. Thank you! Alright, Ollie and I have chosen the scene where Patrick informs the Duchess of her husband's death. Page 7 in your scripts. Holly, would you give the cast some context? The scene sets the stakes for the rest of the movie. The Duchess realizes she's free to find love for the first time in her life, but she's also at grave risk. Without her husband, her title is forfeit, and she could lose everything if she doesn't act fast. I think that sums it up nicely. We'll mount the green screen here under the skylights. The crew helps set up the green screen, cameras, and lighting. Soon you're ready for you and Chris. Quiet on set. Are you two ready? You and Chris both nod. Yep, let's get the show on the road. Alright, then on 3, 2, 1, action! Patrick runs up to you, punching slightly as if catching his breath. What is it, Patrick? It's your husband, Your Grace. I'll be short with him. And I'm sure whatever message he sent you won't improve with age. I'm so sorry, ma'am, but the Duke has died. She's a duchess. Let's go with completely still. He blinks several times, your face a mask. You're quite certain? Yes, ma'am. It's been confirmed by his entire traveling party. Ma'am, are you... will you be alright? Pardon me. The shock is still so great. Is there anything I can do? Make love to me now, Patrick. You can... hold me, leave me to my thoughts. I feel like hold me would be unpractical. But it depends on if they have chemistry in the past. We don't really know. See, that context is missing. Let's go with hold me. Patrick's mouth drops open. He's obviously stunned by the request. Are you certain I wouldn't want to overstep? I care nothing for your station. Besides, I may share it soon. He swallows and tentatively wraps his arms around you. You melt into his chest, and he loosens slightly, holding you against him. There, ma'am. You'll get through this. I so long to believe you, but I fear the worst. Bare your face and his shoulder, he strokes your hair tenderly. You can almost feel the intensity of his gaze. And cut. That was... He steeples his fingers, gazing back and forth between the two of you. Surprisingly decent for a first attempt. I actually don't see any benefit in reshooting. Let's not give them big heads or anything. Don't worry, I speak for Thomas Hunt. That more or less translates to freaking awesome. I don't believe I asked for your input, Miss Sinclair. But to her point, I respect all of your choices you made. Her entitled treatment of Patrick at the opening, then her silent shock at the news. I could almost see her tabulating how much she's lost. Then finally letting go and giving into the emotional need so strong that it breaks through the rigid class lines she's observed all of her life. And Chris playing it all with such restraint. I actually feel quite confident about this movie. That's so good to hear. I can't wait to start shooting. In fact, that gives me an idea. I'm planning to travel to San Francisco tomorrow to meet a potential investor. Jessica, I thought you should join me. Bringing a bit of on-screen magic to life would really help our chances. Great idea. Chris should come too? No. We can share a hotel room. We are on a shoestring budget after all. I wasn't suggesting. Holly snort laughs and Addison slaps a hand to her mouth to cover her giggles. I'll assume that was meant as a joke. We'll be staying in separate rooms. Good job, you two. You just had to blow the cover. If you say so. Who are we meeting with? Of course, this is strictly confidential, but the meeting's with Tucker Paisley. Wait, the Adver guy? The very same. Quite a brilliant app, actually. I use it daily. Of course you do. What now? A voider? It's this app that tells you where awful people are hanging out so you can avoid those spots. Where is Victor Marty? Oh shit, at the coffee shop. Oh, well, no coffee today. So, anti-social media? Exactly. Great if you just went through a bad breakup, or otherwise, such a bummer. Regardless of what you think of the product, the man's made a fortune. He's looking for new investment opportunities. We're meeting him the day after tomorrow, Jessica. We'll be on the early flight out of the Burbank tomorrow morning. Doesn't it take only an hour to fly up there? Why leave an entire day in advance? This meeting is too important to be left up to chance or an airline's perfect on-time rating. You have to take it seriously. Got it. Tomorrow morning, bright and early. I'm glad we understand each other. Everyone, great job today. Jessica and I will report back later this week. He strides out of the warehouse, leaving the rest of you to gather your things. Chris and Holly wave goodbye and head out, leaving you and Addison together. You walk over to where she's packing up her things. Let me guess, kinda flirtatious #/friend? There you are. Let's have a diamond scene. Can I just say you were amazing today? I cannot even wait for the movie to kick off. Thanks. And already called. I can't wait to spend time with you. Thanks. Hopefully we get the funding. After today, I am positive we will. You guys were fantastic. Paisley will be back and fast in the movie. I don't want to count my chickens, but I love the confidence. So, what are you up to now? Well, no plans, really. I was gonna spend some time with the script. Everything's moving so fast, I don't want to fall behind. There's plenty of time for that. Right now, we should celebrate. Oh, yeah. You don't think that's a little preemptive? Have you met Thomas Hunt? Nothing's gonna stop that man from making this movie. Frankly, this might be our last chance. Good point. And I have the perfect club in mind. They have amazing DJs, ridiculously yummy drinks, and somehow people haven't really heard about it yet. Color me intrigued. Come with me. I promise we will have such a great time together. Head out with Addison for a chance to reconnect and maybe take things to the next level. A night on the town? Not tonight. It's super tempting, but I have to wake up early tomorrow for our flight, and I don't want to fall behind before we even get started. I have a feeling that Hunt would have some choice things to say to anyone that screwed up this production. Go ahead and upgrade that feeling to a fact. Don't worry too much, though. He's more bark than bite. You'll get used to ignoring him, and we all did that when he was our professor. I am definitely not telling him you said that. Next time? For sure, I promise. Hunt's a secret softie. Once you realize that, I'm dragging you out. She gives you a huge hug, and then the two of you gather your things and head home. The next morning, you wake up bright and early, excited to catch your flight to San Francisco. I'll be back tomorrow, Tazzy. Until then, Uncle Chaz is gonna be hanging out with you. No, I don't trust Uncle Chaz with the fucking cat, okay? Can we give it to Matt? I'd rather a bedridden man have a cat than Chaz. Wow! I'll tell him you said so. What, to go f*** himself? You nuzzle Tazzy, then finish checking your luggage. Looks like everything's here. Let's get that money. You spot Hunt on the tarmac waiting to board the plane. There you are. I was beginning to worry you'd overslept. Nope, I'm here and ready to plan our attack. Excellent. A battle mindset is ideal for this undertaking. The two of you board the plane and settle into your seats. Once you've taken off, Hunt turns to you. I have some ideas, but I'd like to hear your thoughts. What do you think is the most persuasive angle for a pitch? You think about the script, one Hunt's told you about the potential financier you're meeting with. I think we should emphasize the movie's timelessness, star power, prestige. Okay. So it's a guy who has made a fortune off an app that causes you to want to avoid people. And he also looks at a vision. Like, basically, he sees something being used long term. I want to go with timelessness. Star power, I don't think he's going to care too much. Prestige, maybe. I feel like timelessness really seems antithetical to the Silicon Valley ethos. Wouldn't Paisley respond better to something of the moment? Maybe if he were trying to develop a new app. But why go from that to financing a movie in the first place? My guess is he wants to make a different kind of mark. So you think he's viewing this as an opportunity to build a legacy? Absolutely. We'll sell him on the fact that this is the kind of movie that people will remember for decades. Hunt frowns, pondering what you've said. I think you might be on to something, Jessica. I brought you along to wow Paisley with your talent, but I appreciate your strategic thinking. It's commendable. I'm more than just a pretty face, Thomas. I don't hire for pretty faces, Jessica. He gazes at you for a second, then face thoughtful, then abruptly turns to stare out the window. Before long, the plane touches down in San Francisco. So basically, he's like me. The two of you gather your things and head to the hip boutique hotel Hunt is booked for you. Where he kinda wants it, but then he's like, nah, better not. You spend a few hours with your script, digging deep into the characters of the Duchess. Just as evening rolls around, there's a knock on your door. Thomas, how's your day been? Productive. Yours? Same. I was lost in the script. A smile tweaks at the corner of his lips, and then he forces it down. Our meeting is set for tomorrow morning at 10. Is that all? You could have just texted. Trusting electronic communication is amateurish at best. And I suppose there's one thing I wanted to speak to you about. I'm about to head out for dinner. Would you like to join me? Haven't been in San Francisco in years. I'd love the chance to explore some of our old haunts. This is your chance to get to know Thomas Hunt better during a night on the town. Oh my god, he's smiling. So this is what he looks like. We've only seen his head thus far. Interesting. So basically like a young Professor Vasquez, in a way. Except wearing jeans. Not tonight. I was really hitting a stride with the script, and I want to make sure I'm rested for tomorrow's meeting. Of course. I appreciate your commitment to the film. He lingers in the door for a second, looking at you as if he has something more to say, then clears his throat awkwardly. Well then, until tomorrow. We're gonna wow him. He nods and turns and strides briskly down the hall. You order takeout, holding up in your room with the script until it's time for bed. The next morning, you wake up bright and early, anxious but excited about the day ahead of you. Here goes everything. I was gonna say here goes nothing. Technically true. Hunt calls the two of you a car, and you head out of the city to Paisley's compound. So, what's our plan of attack? I liked what you said on the flight up. This is an opportunity for Paisley to be involved with something that could be talked about for years to come. Decades, even. Glad to see I'm earning my keep. Hunt half smiles and turns back to a pile of papers on his lap. Details of his planned pitch. Soon, you pull up in front of a massive house. Wow, it's so modern. He's definitely leaning into the whole tech millionaire vibe. It's surprisingly tasteful, though. He must have hired the best architects. Why make that kind of money otherwise, right? You're about to ring the doorbell when a man floats around the side of the house towards you. What do you mean, float? Does he actually have a hoverboard? Okay. Whoa, sweet timing. I was just about to take another lap on this puppy, which would add approximately... Glances down at his smartwatch. 7 minutes to conversation logs. He rolls to a stop near you, and you see that he's riding on, That's not a goddamn hoverboard! Does it hover? No. Is it on wheels? Yes, it's not a hoverboard. Now you've triggered me. No. These need to die. These need to die already. I've gone about a year without hearing the word hoverboard. I'm Thomas Hunt, and this is Jessica, the lead in The Last Duchess. I presume you're Mr. Paisley? Ah, the one and only. But you can call me Tucker, man. Mr. Anything is someone's dad. Of course, Tucker. Hunt seems slightly thrown off kilter. You smile and step forward, filling the awkward pause. Should we head inside? We can't wait to tell you about the movie. I'll go inside when I'm dead. Or, you know, when I want a sandwich. Let's make this walk and talk. Gets blood flowing. Grows your brain potential by like 3x. Really? But you're not actually walking. Just don't question it, Jessica. Just go with stupidity. It's what the kids just are into nowadays. How interesting. You must get so many great ideas that way. I do. I've thought up my first app. Donut or bagel. During a walk and talk. Grow 6 mil within a week of launch. Oh, God. Can't argue with results. Smile and Hunt nods at you, clearly pleased with how the conversation is going so far. Tucker shoots forward on his hoverboard. Mother... And the two of you hurry after him. So, why do you want to invest in this movie? I presume you've seen the script? Yep, downloaded the info last night. See, it's pretty tight, but there's a lot of good scripts out there. Jessica, you're a star. Why'd you say yes? Honestly, this felt like the kind of movie people would be catching or watching for years, like a classic in the making. He nods, pondering. I don't know. Without a prototype, it's hard to evaluate the claim. We actually shot a scene with Jessica and Chris to give you a more visceral understanding of the script's power. Han pulls out his phone, pulling up the footage from a few days before. Tucker pauses on his hoverboard to view the video. He replays it twice, face and passive. How much money were you looking for? Ideally, we'd need 10 million to make the kind of movie we're hoping to... 10 million? That's just an initial estimate. We might be able to trim it down if we... Man, why didn't you leave with that? I had no idea movies were so cheap. I thought you were looking for like 10, maybe 15x. That 10 million is a no-brainer. In fact, let's make it 15 mil up front, just in case you hit some snags. Sound fair? Oh, fair? Incredible. We'll be able to make a masterpiece with that budget. I promise you. After seeing that clip, I expect no less. Let's, head inside. My assistant can whip up some antioxidant-boosted lattes, while we hash out the deets. He whirls around on the hoverboard, heading back towards the front of the house, the two of you following behind, giddy with excitement. Except for the fact it's not a goddamn hoverboard. Tucker Paisley has agreed to fund The Last Duchess. You're greenlit. Will you be able to make a movie good enough to beat Victor Montmarty at his own game? Find out in the next chapter of Red Carpet Diaries. Not a fucking hoverboard. Jesus Christ, I hate that goddamn word. A hoverboard. Okay, you remember Back to the Future, right? Hoverboards, they float. There's no wheels. Okay? They float. They literally hover. Okay? They're not touching the ground with wheels. Okay? It's called a rollerboard. Rollerboard. Okay? Rollerboard. It makes more sense, doesn't it? Roller, it's on two wheels. Rollerboard. It just irks the shit out of me how they call it a hoverboard. I digress. So with that being said, I hope y'all did enjoy the video. Remember to like, share, and subscribe. Head down in the description below. Links to social media, our Discord, and a few links to support me and my content. It's much appreciated. Please do follow us on Twitch. It's very easy. I know I gotta make a video to show you guys just how easy it is to come to Twitch. It's really amazing. You guys get to just come and join me for when we do live streams of Choices. You guys don't have to wait. It's more awesome. There's less copyright issues. So, like for instance, with The Walking Dead, Life is Strange, etc., you guys will get to enjoy the music to its fullest without YouTube being a dick. With that being said, we've resolved the chapters issue, by the way, in case you didn't watch the video. That's up on the channel as well. And I will catch you guys for the next video, which is Amy. That'll be up here soon. Peace.